Good morning.
Good morning, teacher.
Your name? Hong
My name
Min.
is Sang. Yeah,
Are
teacher.
you from
Translate, teacher. Papa
Chan State?
translate.
I see.
Yeah, teacher.
Which year are you studying?
5 year, teacher.
First year student. And
Yeah.
room number?
Uh,
Did you get the
630.
room number?
Ideal, sir.
Pardon?
My dealer, teacher.
Yeah. Your room number? Do you remember your room number?
Uh, I forgot, teacher. Sorry.
And subject?
Humanities,
You know the
teacher.
subject?
Yeah, teacher. I'm humanity. Yeah, teacher.
Faculty of Humanity and subject. What subject are you studying?
Humanity teacher.
Pardon? Again,
Humanity.
Humanity. Yeah, faculties of Humanity. And the subject you are studying, you
Yeah,
remember?
teacher.
Do you remember the subject of you are studying? What subject?
I'm studying humanity.
Yeah. I know humanities is called humanities is a faculty, but the subject you are studying right now, do you know what subject?
Just now, I don't know, teacher. Just I find this is the Google Meet just now. I join it.
I see. Our subject studying right now we call Pali Literatures. Pali Literatures. Have you ever
Oh,
heard about that?
yeah, teacher. Sorry, I know this is wrong.
Pali Literatures is the subject we are studying. Usually for the second year student in the faculties of humanities. Do you know anything about Pali literature?
Later, teacher, but not very
Little.
well. Yeah, teacher.
Mhm. What does it mean? Pali literatures in your knowledge, in your idea,
Pardon, teacher.
in your idea, what do you know about the Pali literatures? Anything about the Pali literatures? Do you have any idea?
Pali. Yes, I know the Nexa Dukha Nata that doesn't know.
Oh, I see. Mhm. We are studying about 2-3 weeks ago. We have introduced about Pali literatures. That means we are learning about the Pali. The Pali means the language that contain or carry on the teachings of Buddha that we call Pali literatures, right?
Yeah, yes, teacher.
Mhm. That we call Pali literatures. This language was born or was introduced in India, and this language very similar to the other language, many local in India, due to the Magat or Makati or Prakrit, that the ancient language in the state of Magat. Magat is the old state in India during the times of Buddha. Because of that, the Pali was selected to contain, to carry on, to maintain the teachings of Lord Buddha. Then we are studying about this language, then we call Pali literatures, especially it's about the teachings of Lord Buddha, or all the historical backgrounds of Buddha, then we call Pali literatures, right?
Yeah, teacher. Thank you. It's just me. I want to ask any question, teacher.
Okay,
Uh,
now another Venerable Pianyawara. Welcome, Venerable Pianyawara. Okay,
Yes,
now your
teacher.
question. What's your question?
So now I don't have questions, teacher.
You don't have any question?
Yes.
Okay, welcome to the class, and I hope that you like to listen about Pali literatures. We're going to join with another Venerable. Welcome, Venerable Pianyawara. Venerable Pianyawara, are you
Yes,
ready?
yes, I'm ready, teacher.
Okay, welcome to the class. Sorry for so long missed the class. Okay, now Pianyawara, welcome to the class. And Wang Man already in the class. We have to wait some more other students due to we have many holidays
Yes.
a few
Yes.
weeks ago. Then we didn't meet to each other for so long. And I would like to repeat about what we have learned about the Pali literatures for a few weeks ago. Um, Mr. Ong Min, if you want to know more about what we have learned for the last class, you can go to what we call the drive you save about the last or the previous class. And anyway, welcome for today. Uh, because last class we have learned about the historical background, a little bit of the Pali literatures. That means the class is start from Charaka Bhikkhave Charikang Bahuchana Hitaya Bahuchana Sukhaya Lokanukamba Yati. Have you ever heard about this word, Ong
Yeah,
Min?
teacher. Yeah, teacher.
This word can you describe in modern English? Do you know? Do you understand? Charatha Bhikkhave Charikang Bahuchana Hitaya Bahuchana Sukhaya Lokanukampayati. This word was said by the Lord Buddha in Varanasi. We call Isipatana Marukadayavana, the forest near to the capitals of Kashi or Varanasi.
Yes.
Have you ever heard about this?
Yeah, teacher. I don't know this. This is
The meaning?
yeah.
You don't know
This
the
is
meaning?
yeah, teacher.
I see. This word is the first word during the Lord Buddha was going to send all the Buddhist missionary. How many Buddhist missionary? The first group was sending by Lord Buddha 60 noble Sangha, 60 noble monks were sending from Varanasi. In the case of sending, because those days so many people in a very hurry, in a very in need that to go beyond the suffering. Because of that, the Lord Buddha sending all those monks with a very emergency. Hurry up in the meaning. Hurry up, oh figures, go forward in one way, in different direction. You please go and spreading the teaching of Lord Buddha to all over the world. As this show here, could you see the you on your monitors about may all being be blessed by the exalted Buddha? May all being be beyond all kinds of dukkha. May the excellent Dhammas brightly illuminate them, guide mankind on as beloved path of no disappointment. Have you seen this one?
Yeah, yeah, teacher.
Did you see right in your monitor, right? I'm not quite sure how does it show in your monitor. Does it show the alphabet of the alphabet of the subject of the Pali literatures I have shown on the monitor? Like a go ye forward, or because on your journey for the welfare of many, for the happiness of the many, our compassion for the world, for the good, the benefit, the bliss of God and man. This is the topic we have described last few weeks ago. Then after that, we go on with the other sub meaning in the same place in Varanasi, the Lord Buddha have given the preaching to another man. His name Yasa. Mr. Ong Min, do you know the Mr. Yasa or the Venerable Yasa? Later on, he had been ordained to become a Buddhist monk. Did you remember his name?
Parasa, Buddha name.
Uh,
Uh,
the names of the Venerable Yasa. The Venerable name Yasa, before he was ordained to become a Buddhist monk, his name Yasa, we call Yasa Kulaputta, the son of the millionaire of Varanasi. Later on, he have been listening to the teachings of Lord Buddha. The name of the teaching we call Anupupikatha. Anupupikatha. Yeah, Anu means small. Anupuppi Anupupikatha mean the the teachings or the topic that speaking step by step by the Lord Buddha. There are many of them. This the Lord Buddha start from the we call Thanakatha. You know Thanakatha?
I don't know, teacher.
Thanakatha is about the topic about the donation or the charity. You know the charity?
The charity.
Charity or
Teacher,
donation.
teacher,
Yeah,
ทานคาถาศีลคาถา
yeah, that's
ศี
right.
ศีลคาถา
Thanakatha,
กับ
Silakatha, and
กรรมกรรมาธิวะคาถา
Thanakatha, Silakatha, Sakha
สัก
Katha,
ขคาถา
Sakha Katha. Then
กา
the
มะ
first,
กามะเนก
the
ขมะ
first
กั
Thanakatha, the second Silakatha, the
ศีล
third
คาถา
Sakha Katha, the fourth about Atinava,
อาทินวะ
Atinava Katha, the
อ่
fifth
าเนกขมะกะเนกข
Nekama
ม
Katha, the
เนกขมะคา
sixth,
ถา
the sixth, the sixth is about the eightfold noble path. Okay,
yes
eightfold
yes
noble path, or we call the four noble truth. What is the Dhanakatha?
ทานคาถาเรื่องการให้ทานให้ป
Very
ระโย
good,
ชน์ของการให้ทาน
very good.
yes
การให้ทาน in English.
English donation donation
Very good.
yes
Sakha, sorry, Dhanakatha and Silakatha.
ศีลคาถาเรื่องการรักษาศีลประโยชน์ของการรักษาศีล
Very good. The precept or about the benefit of vowed or protects for the taking vow or restraint to the all bad karma. We call five precept, right? Five precept for the lay people, eight
Yeah.
precept for the lay people, 10 precept for the whom, 10 precept, 10 precept for whom, do you know?
For whom?
10 precept
Uh,
for the novice, right?
yeah, yes, sir.
10 precept for novice, 227 for whom,
27 for whom?
227 precept for whom, for Buddhist monk, for Buddhist monk, for the Theravada Buddhism,
Theravada
227 precept is for the Buddhist monk. 311, 311 for whom? 311 precept is for Bhikkhuni. You know the Bhikkhuni?
Teacher, I know
Yeah.
teacher.
Bhikkhuni is the female monk.
Buddhism.
Okay. And 21,000, 21,000 precept we call Vinaya Pitaka. Vinaya Pitaka for everyone, not just for monk, not just for bhikkhuni, not just for lay people, all beings in other universe also can follow. 21,000 precept. That means 200, sorry, 21 mean 2,000 or two, sorry, 21,000. That's correct. Vinayati Pitaka. Okay, now we repeat about the sila. What about the sakha? Sakha katha.
Sankhakatas, how to use explain increase เรื่องการรักษาศีล how do you say teacher
Raksasin is already second one we call sila katha. For the third
uh,
one we call sakha
no
katha.
Sankhakatas uh, heaven
Yes, about
yes
the heaven or
heaven
about the God's realm, about the God stage of being. Above the human being we call the stage of the higher being. It starts from Chaturokapala up to the Mahabrahma that we call the God's rooms of being. There are several states of being beyond the human being that we call Sakkhatha. Why did the Lord Buddha talk about Sakkhatha? Do you know why the Lord Buddha talk about the Sakkhatha? Because all the being doesn't matter, human being or beast or animal or even the God's room, if they are following the stage of good being, for example, donation, precept, take care of the precept, or doing any good activity, they will be born in the highest, in very highest realm of the state of being. For example, the first one, they will be born as a human being. The human being believed to be the best stage of being, the best stage of being because the human being can develop the wholesome, so even doing the bad thing that we call unwholesome or the bad thing. Welcome to another venerable Somkam. Venerable Somkam, keep coming, and we are talking about the Sakha Katha because all being who is doing all the good thing, doesn't matter human being, beast, or animals, or even the other gods, rooms of being, if they are doing all the good actions in a wholesome, they will be born in a higher room. Even they have been born in a human being, they will be born in a very good stage of being. For example, like be rich, handsome, beautiful, and that means they are in the good shapes of good action. That because of they born as the any being, they do for the good thing. For example, like a donation, or they vow to protect, to restrain from the killing, stealing, misconduct, all the bad false speech, and not deal to the all intoxication. Then that they do a good thing. They'll be born in the higher room of the stage of being. Welcome to the another venerable Sai Sai. Welcome venerable Somkam. Would you say something?
Good morning, teacher.
Good morning and welcome to venerable Sai Sai.
Yes, teacher. Good morning, teacher.
Good morning. Welcome after long holidays.
Yes, teacher.
I heard that the university or the school in Thailand will be open for the whole, we call the whole part soon, but I'm not sure the border is open yet. The borders of Thailand and Myanmar is open yet. Do you have any news about that?
No, teacher.
No. Probably we have to study online for quite a long when the what we call the travel bubble open, then maybe you can come to Thailand. Okay, now Venerable Somkam Sai Sai, we are repeating about the last class we are studying about the Charatha Bhikkhave and talking about the Venerable Vyasa. After listen Anupapikatha, now we are repeating about the Anupapikatha. And Mr. Ong Min, Pianya, we have discussed about Dhanakatha, Silakatha, Sakkakatha, and we're going to talk about more Atinawa, about Nekhamma and the Four Noble Truth. To repeat during waiting to the other friend who may coming to join very soon. And sorry for the last previous class, I didn't give the homework for you to do because I expect that the next week, the next week coming those days, I thought that it's nothing going to be wrong, but I missed that. I misunderstood. Our class is cannot going on for many weeks. If anything going wrong again, I hope to give one homework to everyone. Okay?
Yeah, sure.
One homework to everyone. Going to see, to read, to make any research about Satipatthana Sutta. Have you ever
Satipatthana
heard
Sutta.
about Satipatthana Sutta?
Yes, sir.
I hope that everybody can make research about that, right?
Yes.
And if anything going wrong, we cannot meet very soon. Make more research about Satipatthana Sutta. We going to take serious studying about Satipatthana Sutta. You may studying with in your own language, and we're going to discuss very soon another class, or even today. I hope that I'm going to start with Satipatthana Sutta. The whole semester, we're going to do about Satipatthana Sutta. Why do I pick up Satipatthana Sutta? Could anyone make a guess? Could anyone have idea?
Okay.
No?
No.
Satipatthana Sutta, very, very significant sutta. The second to Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Have you ever heard about Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta?
Yes, teacher.
Yes.
Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is
Ewang
mean,
me sutang. This
yeah, very good.
ewang me sutang ekang samayang
Samayang
bhakava
Bhakava
parana siyang.
Viharati. Okay. During the Lord Buddha staying in Varanasi or Isipatana Marukathayawa Vana, he has preached to the 5 Panchavakhi or the 5 disciples, the first group. And this topic concerned to the Buddhist lands. What are the Buddhist lands? What
Again,
are the
teacher.
Buddhist lands? Do you remember?
Siddhartha, right?
Buddhist land means Khao Phansa.
Oh, Kapansa. Okay.
Buddhist land means Khao Phansa or 3 months. 3 months
Yeah.
during the Vatsa. Vatsa means the
Yeah.
Buddhist lands within 3 months. Because Lord Buddha, after have given them the preaching, and the Lord Buddha staying about 3 months in Varanasi, and there are Yasa Kulaputta and his friend all together. They all together 60 monks. When the Buddhist lands over, mean the rainy season was over, they were sending to a different direction to preach, to give the lectures, to give the Dhamma, spreading the Dhamma to the people in those days. And we are now discussing, repeating about Anupupikatha before we go to the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta and we go to the Satipatthana Sutta. Now we reach to Sakha Katha. Venerable Sai Sai, do you remember why the Lord Buddha have given Sakha Katha to Yasa Kulaputta?
Salaputta.
Yeah, Yasa Kulaputta, the sons of the millionaire in Varanasi.
I can remember, teacher.
You can't remember, okay. Because anyone, doesn't matter, human being, beast or animal, or even the God throne, mean the stage of being higher than the human being, if they do good in the speech, in the physical action and mental action, if they do good, they will be born in the God's throne, mean higher than the human being. But even those states of being very very happy, very luxury. But the Lord Buddha say cannot be sure, because the one who been born in the stage of God's throne, they will one day finish from that stage of being. They will they will fall down into the lower one. For example, the human being, and lower than the human being, the beast or animal. The lower than the beast and animal, you know who is the lower than the animal? Peta or Pret. Peta. The one who is lower than the Peta is the hellstorm, Narayaka. No, nothing can be sure. Even you born in the higher stage of being, one day you will finish from that stage of being. For example, the people are rich. One day, very few people can be rich forever. Someday rich, someday poor. Or maybe some year very rich, getting the lottery number one, be a millionaire, but one day the money is gone, be poor again. That the same state of being higher than the human being. And one day, when they finish all the good thing been done, then they will fall down and be as a lower stage of being again. Then now we'll come to another venerable. That Lord Buddha say, nothing can be sure. Visuddha Venerable, welcome. Now we are repeating about the Anupupikatha and talking about Sakkakatha. The next one, Atinava. That's why the Lord Buddha said that no one can be sure that stay in the very good shape forever. One day, today we are younger, but the next day we will be the elder. The next day we will be the older. The next day we may be sick, and the next day we may die. Nothing can be sure. That we call Atinava. Atinava means the dangers or the dreadful or the something be disaster. Something can be damaged, can be destroyed to every being, not just only human being. Even the human being, the state of God or the highest realms of being, one day they will be suffer. Because of the suffering will make dangers to every being. That we call Atinava. If we understand about the disasters, if we understand about the destroying thing, if we understand about the nothing can be permanent, nothing can be forever, then we will understand about the Atinava. Because of that, the one who wanted to go beyond the suffering, those days in the times of Buddha, must go renounce the world. Anyone understand about renounce the world? Visuddha, Venerable, what is renounce the world? Some, what is renouncing the world? You know the meaning? Renouncing the world mean to ordain to become a Buddhist monk like you. That we call renouncing the world. For the Lord Buddha, he been in the palace, but when he understand about the dangers, Rahula was born. When he find out that the Rahula was born, Then he made to the old man, the sick man, and the dead man, and he made to the sannyasi, the one who renounced the world. Then he understand that no one can escaping from the old and dead. Then he renounced the world. He ordained to become a sannyasi, or the one who renouncing the world, mean the one who is go out of the house to search for the way how to go beyond the suffering. That we call renouncing the world. In technical word, in Pali we call nekamma. Nekamma is not just only renouncing the world. Maybe someone who still be a layman but want to go beyond the suffering, to do, to speak, or to think only the good thing. That also can be called nekamma, mean go beyond searching, to go beyond the suffering, mean to go out from the worldly life. That we call nekamma. And the one who is going to renounce the world, even the bodhisattva. You know the bodhisattva? In Pali we call bodhisattva. In Sanskrit we call bodhisattva. And in Thai language we call prapodhisat. And for English, anyone remember how to call bodhisattva? Prapodhisat in English. Sometimes
Then maybe put a lot, right?
Buddha Lord. Okay. And Visuddha, what do you think? Visuddha, do you hear? Bodhisattva. How to give in English? Or Venerable Sai Sai,
Yeah, teacher.
what is the meaning of Bodhisattva
Bodhisattva.
in English?
English. I don't know, teacher.
You don't know?
Yeah.
Okay. Bodhisattva in English we call the Buddha to be. Mean the one who is willing to do everything in a good way because he expect to be the Buddha, next Buddha, or we call Buddha to be, that we call Bodhisattva in English. But we better use in Bodhisattva in Sanskrit or Bodhisatta in Pali, that more easier, like a proper name of the one who willing to be the Buddha, the next Buddha, can prepare himself or prepare himself to be in the role, in the way of Buddha to be. Then next, after nekamma, only one way to go beyond the suffering. The Lord Buddha give the Four Noble Truth. Okay, that's all for repeating about Anupupikatha. Now we are going back to Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta, the first, we want to know what is the meaning of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Any one of you can describe? Ong Men?
Yeah,
Mr.
teacher.
Ong Men?
Yeah, teacher. I'm here, teacher.
What is the meaning of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta? Do you know the meaning?
Thamma. No, I don't know, teacher.
Okay, thank you. Pianya Wara, do you know the meanings of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta?
Dhammacakkappavattana the meanings Buddhist teaching on
Buddha teaching.
yes Buddhist teach an anyoga kodhanya
Mhm.
yes
Buddha teach to
teach to
Anja Gonanja. Very
yeah
good.
kodhanya yes.
Okay, next Venerable Sai Sai, can you describe what is the meanings of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta
But
in
I
your
don't know,
opinion,
teacher.
in
I
your
don't know, teacher.
knowledge? You cannot?
Yeah, teacher.
Venerable Visuddha, can you give more describe about Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta?
No, sir, I cannot, but I know, sir, but I cannot speak English, sir.
Okay, you know in your language, right?
Yes,
But
sir.
you cannot explain in English. Okay. Venerable
Yes,
Songkham,
sir.
Yeah, teacher.
do you know anything about Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta?
I think the medium way, teacher.
You know in your language, right? Uh, Venerable, how do you think if we have one day in a week, in the evening, for maybe before we go to bed, we practice our English? How do you think? The same online like we are doing right now. Maybe in the evening, about 8, maybe 9 o'clock in the night, maybe like 20 o'clock or 21 o'clock in the night, we join for the classes, English class for the intensive learning English, how to describe, how to explain, how to express our knowledge in English. If we do one day in a week, instead of in the class from 9 o'clock up to 16 o'clock in the day, maybe we have one day we make an appointment in the evening and joining our class for the intensive English learning. I think it should be nice. Maybe one day I will make an appointment, and if anyone wanted to join, then we join in English. No limit to anyone, mean everyone can join to learn and practice our English. After we are praying in the temple, after any activities about 20 o'clock in the night, up to 21 o'clock in the night, we learn English together. I think maybe that will be the best situation to develop our English, how to make skillful in listening, speaking, readings, and writing in English. I just show the idea. Maybe I will announce to the every student who wanted to practice in English more. We can do it together. Maybe you can give this idea to everyone who wanted to practice in English. Maybe one day in a week we will pick up which day is suitable. Maybe on Saturdays or maybe on Sunday we do this program. Okay, now we're going on with the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. If you think the idea about practicing listening, speaking, reading in English together, you can show the idea to every friend you may know, or even the outsiders, the one who is not joined the university, but they want to practice in English, we can share this idea. together. Okay, now Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. We take word by word. Dhamma is the teaching or the nature. Cakkappat, cakkappavat, cakkappavat. That means the word like the wheel of the car, the wheel of the car, the wheel of the bicycle, the wheel of the motorcycle, the wheel of the truck, or the wheel of the Dhamma. Dhamma Cakkappavattana, the wheel of the Dhamma. Vattana means moving, moving. Sutta, sutta, the teaching or the word we are listening from Lord Buddha. The sutta say about the moving of the teachings of Lord Buddha. Then we call Dhamma Cakkappavattana Sutta. That's all about the teachings of Lord Buddha. Is the first teaching is moving by Lord Buddha in the forest named Isipatana near to the capital cities of Kashi, the ancient city. The modern day we call Varanasi. In the modern country we call India right now. Okay, now we finish our Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. What is the main teachings of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta? Anyone remember? First, Ong Min. Mr. Ong Min, do you know what is the meanings of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta? The main teaching.
Dhamma is teaching or nature.
But what is the significant teaching of this topic, Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta? Do you remember?
Topic high the topic is high is Nibbana, teacher.
High Nibbana.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. And next, Venerable Pinyavara. Can you describe what is the main topic of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta?
What's teacher?
What
Can you
is the
say?
main topic? What is the main meaning? What is the significant meaning of the topic of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta? Do you
ครับหมายถึงอะไรครับอาจารย์
do you have any idea?
Yes yes I don't have.
You can't explain, right?
Yes
Okay, next, Venerable Sai Sai. Do you have any idea about the significant teachings of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta?
I know, teacher.
Okay, next, Venerable Visuddha. Venerable Visuddha, do you have any idea about how to explain the significant teachings of Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta? No? Okay, Somkam, Venerable Somkam.
Yeah, teacher.
Could you explain what is the significant teachings of the Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta?
Maybe the eightfold part, teacher.
Very, very good. The Eightfold Noble Path. But before going to the Eightfold Noble Path, remember that the Lord Buddha have given the two not to be extreme. The two things that we call the two way not going to be an extreme, or we can call extremists. What is the extremist? The first we call Kamasukhalika Nuyoka, mean not going to be the extreme in the sexual, or we call extreme in the sensual pleasure. You know the sensual pleasure? The sensual pleasure means the thing come through our eye, come through our ear, come through our nose, come through our mouth, come to contact with our body, and come internal into our mind. Don't be so sensual pleasures, because any sensual pleasures cannot go beyond the suffering. Because the people in those days, if they want to go beyond the suffering, they assume all the sensual pleasures, then they will be delivery into the Nibbana. The people in those days believe in that way. And another group, another extremists, they believe that tortures oneself, we call Attakila Mathanu Yoga, mean tortures oneself extremely with tortures oneself to be suffer more and more suffering that is near to the end of the suffering. The people in those days believe in that. We call Attakila Mathanu Yoga. For example, the Lord Buddha himself, or Bodhisattva, he tortures himself 6 years to be tortures in the cave, cutting the food till he is very thin, almost dying. Then he quit that tortures or torturing himself to be in anapanasati. You know anapanasati? Anapanasati?
Yes, it is breathe and breathe out, sir.
Very good. Atsasa, patsasa mean breathing in and breathing out. That we call anapanasati. We will learn more in Satipatthana Sutta. If you have opportunity, from now on, read Satipatthana Sutta in your own language and try to find out the versions in English. Then we're going to discuss about Satipatthana Sutta in the next class, or even up to date. I will make an introduction about Satipatthana Sutta, because the whole semester I'm going to concern about Satipatthana Sutta, because Satipatthana Sutta, I think, in my own idea, is the second to Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. Why Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is the first one? Because Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is the first sermon, the first teaching that picked up by the Lord Buddha to give to Panchavakkhya, or the 5 first group of disciples. Then the noble Sangha occurring, happening into this planet. Because Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta is the most significant. But up to I have been studying, I have been gone through Satipatthana Sutta. There are a lot of technique. There are a lot of way, from the very simple up to the most extreme or the most convenient to everyone can practice, then go beyond the suffering. Even the Lord Buddha himself said that Satipatthana Sutta, if anyone practice seriously, very strict, very attention to the practicing, one may go beyond the suffering within 7 days. That is very, very important. That's very, very extreme for anyone who may want to go beyond the suffering. He himself say in the beginnings of the Satipatthana Sutta, say that there are 7 benefits. There are 7 benefits to whom who practice in Satipatthana Sutta. The first, purification, or we call Sattanang Visuddhiya, mean anyone who practice in Satipatthana Sutta will go beyond the suffering by make oneself clear, clean, mean end of suffering. That we call Sattanam Visuddhiya, mean any being who practice of Satipatthana Sutta, the first will gain the benefit is purification or Visuddhiya, mean end of suffering. How? The second benefit we call go beyond the soga. Why the people are not purified? Why are the people are not purification? Because they are still soga. What is the meaning of soga? Soga is the sample, the one who is very sample of the soga, mean the highest officers of the king Pasenati Kosala name that after he defeat the army, he defeat the enemy in the border of the king Pasenti Kosala. The king Pasenti Kosala gave him to be king for 7 days and have given one of dancers. It's very pretty and nice. In the day 7, his dancers dead or passed away. He was drunk for 7 days. His drunk is gone. But with the sorrow, means soka. Then he met to the Buddha. The Buddha have given him the sermon, not going to attachment to the previous life, the future life, and concern to the the present day of life, not going to hold on upadhana kanta or hold on the Mahabhuta, mean Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Kanda, Vinyana. Then he being the noble one, even he still be a layman. That we call go beyond the soga. The third one we call go beyond the pariteva. The sample is bhikkhuni name Patajara. We will learn the next day. The fourth one we go beyond the dukkha. Dukkha means the one who is suffering in the body. Anyone who is a pain in the body, that we call dukkha. The sample of this story, the Venerable Titsa, we will learn the next day. Another one, the first purification or visuddhiya. The second, go beyond the soga. The third, go beyond the pariteva. The fourth, go beyond the dukkha. The fifth, go beyond the domanassa. Domanassa means mourning, sorrowness, or the pain in the mental. Who is the sample of the pain in the mental? The king of Sakadevaraja. Sakadevaraja, the king of the god Rome Tawatingsa. He feel pain because his follower has died for several times, and he's going to die within 7 days. Then he could not cry, he could not sorrow, but his mind is very painful because he's going to lose everything within 7 days. But very lucky, he got opportunity to listen the teachings of Lord Buddha. Then he go beyond the Thomanasa. He be the first stream of the noble one, mean the noble Sankha. He born again in the god Rome of Tawatingsa that we call go beyond the Thomanasa. And the next one, now we have past Visuddhiya, number 1, go beyond the Soga, number 2, go beyond the Pariteva, number 3, go beyond the Dukkha, suffering in body, number 5, or number 4. Number 5, go beyond the Domanasa. Number 6, attaining to the Yaya Dhamma. Attaining to the Yaya Dhamma mean enlightened to Four Noble Truth. Attaining the Four Noble Truth. Number 7, the last one, we call Satya Kiriya, make clear about the Nibbana. These are the 7 of benefit of one who is studying about the Satipatthana Sutta. I would like to request to everyone to go in your own language and study about Satipatthana Sutta. What do you understand about the Satipatthana Sutta? We will discuss in the next class when we have opportunity. And I may request, I may ask to everyone to make what do you understand about Satipatthana Sutta by one. How do you think, Mr. Ong Min? How do you think? Can you do it? Mr. Ong Min?
Yeah, teacher.
Can you do it? Studying about Satipatthana Sutta by your own language, and after that we will coming to discuss again the next class.
Yeah,
Can you
teacher.
do it?
Yes, I can do it, teacher.
Very good. And how about Venerable Pinyawara? Venerable Pinyawara,
Yes, yes, teacher.
can
Yes,
you
sir.
do it?
Yes.
Okay. Next, Venerable Sai Sai,
Yeah, teacher.
can you do it?
Yeah, teacher.
Very good. Venerable Visuddha, do you have any idea? Can you do it? Maybe Venerable Visuddha is out of the mobile. Okay, coming.
I'm here, sir. I'm
Can
here,
you do
sir.
it? Studying in Satipatthana Sutta in your own language, and after that we will come to discuss. Or you can find out in English versions in the YouTube or in the Google. Or you can download from the MCU in my my drive. Okay, Venerable Somkam, can you do it?
Yes, I can, teacher.
Very good. Next class we're going to discuss and no repeats again about Anupapikata Dhammacakkappavattana Sutta. We go on with Satipatthana Sutta. Okay?
Yes, sure.
And we the whole semester we go through Satipatthana Sutta together. Very good. Now we have about 40 minutes more to go on with our class. Anyone have any idea to show how do you think about our class, and what is your idea or your knowledge about studying together online from very far? Sorry, I pick up a phone a little bit. ครับคุณจันหอมครับพอดีติดสอนหนังสืออยู่ครับครับขอบคุณครับครับครับครับ Okay, now what's going on today for the live broadcasting on the WB TV? Okay, Mr. Omen, do you have any idea about studying online? How do you think is okay? Venerable welcome Venerable Govita. Omen,
Yeah, teacher.
do you have any idea to propose?
Is it very good, teacher?
No what? Any idea to introduce the subjects, or any idea that you have gone through from the beginning 9 o'clock up to now? Do you get any idea, or do you have any weak point or strong point? We are learning together.
Yeah, teacher.
Yes, go on. Now Venerable Govida coming, welcome. Okay, Ongmen's gone. Pinyawara, do you have any idea before we go on with the Satipatthana Sutta? Now Venerable Govita. Okay, Pinyawara.
Yes, teacher.
Do you have any idea to say before we go on a little bit?
No, I don't have ideas, teacher.
Okay. Sai, Venerable.
Yeah, teacher.
Okay. Do you have idea? No. Okay,
No,
now Venerable Govida is coming. Welcome, Venerable Govida. Why are you late today? Did you engage with some other work? Welcome, Venerable Govida.
Yeah, teacher. I'm student in 104 Long.
104.
Yeah.
Okay, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. 104 will be in the afternoon, but okay. Now we are learning about Pali literature and almost the same Pali grammar. Do you have any idea?
Nothing, teacher.
Nothing. So, okay, welcome to the class for Pali literatures. Okay, Venerable Visuddha, do you have any idea to recommend or to suggest?
Yes, it is a good idea, sir. And
Okay.
then I want to teach for you, sir. Mahasvipadana Sutta, sir. It is a very nice, sir.
That's very pleased.
Yes, sir.
Very sweet word. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Some come.
Yeah, teacher.
Do you have any idea to make recommend before we go on a little bit with the Satipatthana Sutta?
I think that's okay, teacher.
That's okay. I mean, you get everything, right?
Yeah.
You clear?
Yes.
Do you think that it's clear? No need to repeat again. All
Uh,
right. Thank you. Thank you for just a nice recommend. Now we are going on with the Satipatthana Sutta.
okay. Sure.
Satipatthana Sutta is being preached to whom? The first, this Satipatthana Sutta was introduced to the people in Kuru state. You know the Kuru state? The Kuru state is the ancient state in India. In the modern day, we call New Delhi or the capital of India, the modern capital of India that we call New Delhi or we call Delhi. Because Delhi is, there are two parts, New Delhi and Old Delhi. The state, that area, it was in Tipitaka, mentioned in those days called Kuru state, or some of the modern author, the modern language they call Intrapat. Intrapat mean the same state in Kuru state or New Delhi or Old Delhi or the capitals of in modern day of India in this day. Why this topic? Why this topic was introduced or teaching to the people in Kuru state? Any special thing or any special thing happened in this state in India? It mentioned in Tipitaka that some of the we call commentary have mentioned that the Buddha or the Lord Buddha has been traveling from the other state. You know, during the times of Buddha, after Buddhist land, after Buddhist renaissance, the Lord Buddha been traveling into every directions in India, sometimes more than 1,000 kilometers from the main state. The main state of the city that Lord Buddha usually staying a lot in Saravasti. Saravasti is the capital of the state those days called Kosala. Kosala. Kosala in Thai we call Koson. Kosala or Kusala, the same meaning. Mean Kosala is very clever or very strong state in those days. Kosala and Makata. Kosala and Makata. Makata in Thai we call Makat. In India they call Makat. In Pali we call Makata. The state that very popular, very strong. Two states, Kosala and Makata, they are brother and sister-in-law. Mean the king of Kosala married to the sister of King Makata. The king Makata or Makat married to the sisters of king of Kosala. Two states are English. Two states are very good relationship. That's why these two states rule all over India in those days. But still there are some other states still be independent. For example, like in northern of India, in the modern day, that Pakistan or Afghanistan over there is still an independent state, but there are good relationship to the both kings of Kosala and Makatha. Because of those days, most of the sons of the king, most of the sons of the monarchy in every independent state, sending their children or their king to be or their youth to study at the Takashila. Takashila are the northerns of modern India that it called Pakistan or Afghanistan is in this day. Most of the sons of the king or the king to be been study in Takashila. Many of them could be a friend. The same kings of Kosala and kings of the Makkat, they be a friend in the classmate in the stage of Takashila in those days. After come back to the country, then they be a good friend. In a good relationship, the brothers married to another sisters of another one. That's why these two states are very strong in those days. They rule all over India together. Even some they're very strong. And the state that concerned to the Lord Buddha is Makkah, because during the Bodhisattva or the Buddha to be first renouncing the world and been through the city of Makkah, and he made by the king of Bimbisara, and he was requested by the king of Bimbisara wanted to share the part of the kingdom to the Bodhisattva, but the Bodhisattva have refused to be the king of Bimbisara state, but he is going on for researching about the enlightened. Because of that, he is he got enlightened to be the Buddha after 6 years of struggling, mucklings, and searching for the enlightenment. When he came enlightened, have pick up, select to the first group of disciples. He got the first five group, the first group with the 5 men used to be his follower during the first year of renouncing the world, but they left him before he became enlightened because he changed from the 2 extremists to be practicing in the middle way that were called anapanasati. When he gained enlightenment and he have supposed to preach to 2 masters in those days, very well known, Alara Dabot and Uttaka Dabot, the first very well known of the practitioners in the ancient practicing through India. But those 2 of them passed away, 1 weeks ago, one, and just yesterday, one. Both of them be born in the Brahmin's room, not be able to listen, not be able to understand what the Lord Buddha have gained enlightened. Then he proceed his tour to Kashi and preaching to 5 disciples or 5 ascetics who used to be his follower for several years. Then he got the witness who gained enlightened to be the first group of the Noble Sangha in Varanasi. This is the comings of the story before we reach to Satipatthana Sutta. Kuru state is very significant because he, the Lord Buddha, been traveling a lot to this state, but he didn't get opportunity to preach such as Satipatthana Sutta. Probably the idea of teaching almost the same, but that day the Lord Buddha been in the state of Kuru. The people and the monks are very good opportunity to get opportunity to listen about Satipatthana Sutta that assumed to be the great teaching. What I have said about the 7 benefit of one who is going to practice about Satipatthana Sutta. And the most significant is that if anyone is going to practice about this Satipatthana Sutta seriously, more carefully, and will be in the stream of Noble Sangha within 7 days. That is very excellent. That is very interesting. Maybe not so easy, but if we learn about this, we will get the idea. Why is the significance of Satipatthana Sutta? We will learn together. Now, only a few more minutes to go on. I would like to ask some idea to everyone who are listening right now. You are still online, right? Kuru state, the most significant one thing is the weather is good, but don't go in the months of April, May, June, July. April, May, June, or July. This weather, these 3 months is very, very humid. It's very, very hot in that area. But in the other season, for example, like from the maybe rainy season, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March, these several months, the climate, the atmosphere is very good. But don't go in this day, because in India, still very tension for the coronavirus in this day. A lot of people suffering for the coronavirus 2019 in this day is not less than the United States of America. Sorry for that situation. I hope that the people in the United States of America or in India will go beyond the suffering through the situations of the coronavirus 2019 or COVID-19 in this day very soon. We would pray for that. We hope every being who been born in these 2 countries will go beyond the sufferings of the coronavirus very soon. In Thailand, we may not be in that much position, but due to the unities of the idea, we wanted to save own people. We wanted to save spreading or spread the coronavirus to the other. We usually wear the face mask or the face shield to every place, especially if we go to the shopping mall, we go to the subway train, we go to the BTS train, or we go to the transportation with the group amounts or the mass of the people, we always wear our mask or face mask. Even the face shield is not allowed in some area, but if we do some other thing, for example, like broadcasting, in the group of broadcasting, we do the face shield, it's okay. But if we do in the public or the mass group in the transportation, for example, like BTS train or MRT train, we usually wear the mask because the face mask is stop the breathing or the spreader of the liquid from our parts of the body, not spread into the space and to cause the other people suffering. For the Thai society, we aware and be careful about that from the beginning. Because of that, Thailand, Switzerland, and Cambodia is will be the topmost country who protect oneself from the coronavirus for these few months, not the spreader to the other people surrounding around them. And congratulations for Thailand and for Cambodia and for the Switzerland. But we are sorry for the other country who is still suffering more with the coronavirus in this day. But in Thailand, we still not be carelessness because we have to be very careful about our protection. Mean protect oneself before going to meet a doctor. Mean if we protect oneself instead of going to meet a doctor, because if everybody suffer because of the coronavirus, even the doctor still suffering because of the coronavirus too. The best way to do in this situation means to protect ourselves first. And still very sorry for the student, many students from Myanmar, from Vietnam, from China, from Nepal, and from Cambodia, and some other country. We have to study online because the border is still not open to the other country to come to other country yet. But I have heard that some of the laborers are admit or allowed to come to the border and to serve for the laborers in Thailand, but not for the student and not for the tourists yet. Maybe we have to wait for some more months. But I heard that some of the student school will be open for the whole part of the school very soon. But for the border, I hope that within a few months or maybe soon will be reopened again for everyone to come and study in MCU or in the university in Thailand very soon. I hope so. All right. Uh, any idea before we finish our class in the morning, Mr. Ongmin?
Yeah, teacher.
Do you have any idea? Did you understand what I say?
I have just I have any knowledge from teacher.
Okay.
I know the Buddha about Buddha. literature.
Very good. And you say something that I get idea. You know, for a few days ago, we have Dhamma meditation practicing in Rajapat Pranakon University. And one of the masters said that, you know, in Thailand, we make very good for the stop the spread of coronavirus because of in Thailand, every temple and every community, sorry, in private, we chant, we call Ratana Parit. You know Ratana Parit? Have you ever heard about Ratana Parit? Anyone have ever heard about Ratana Parit? Parita. Parit mean protection. During the ancient time, in the times of Buddha, the stage of Vachi, the stage of Vachi have the spreader, the same very much like in this situation we call the plague. Then the king of Vachi invite the Lord Buddha to go to the Vachi state. Then the Lord Buddha allowed the Venerable Ananda take the chanting of Paritta, we call Ratana Paritta. After chanting and with the water, we call very much like holy water, spreading all over the Vachi. And after a few minutes later on, the heavy rain is coming. When the heavy rain is coming, the currents of the water sweep all the dead body into the ocean and clean up the Vachi state. And the people in the Vachi state are safety from the plague. The plague is very much like coronavirus in this day. In Thai societies, every temple or every community or even the individual, we are chanting in Paritta. Paritta is we call Ratana Paritta. That make Thailand to be the very, very safety country for the coronavirus. There's another reason why Thailand can do a very good protection from the spreader of coronavirus. This is one of idea that may be possible, And one thing, the Thai people are still very, very safeguard, very good in safeguard, mean protect ourselves, protect the other. Don't be the cause, mean don't be the spreader to the other. Protect oneself to wear the face mask or to wear the face shield or not to gathering or to make the spreader into the other. That is one of the reasons that why Thailand, Switzerland, and Cambodia are the three front line of the country that can make the protections of the spreaders very good. This idea, thank you very much for Mr. Omen to say about. And Venerable Pinyawara, do you have anything to say before our class was over?
Yes, I don't have teacher.
Thank you very much for joining for today. We will finish within 10 minutes. Venerable Sai, do you have anything to just mention?
No, teacher.
And thank you too for joining the class today. Venerable Govita.
Yeah. Thank you for teaching all about the book. Uh, I hope you will trying to do this, teacher. Thank
Thank
you.
you. You're welcome. And you are coming later on. I have make an idea one like maybe one days in a week in the evening about 20 o'clock or 21 o'clock about this. We're going to have a intensive course for training in English. We join together maybe 1 hours or like this, trying to practice in the general knowledge or maybe going on with the teachings of Lord Buddha, but develop our English for listening, speaking, reading, and writing. How do you think? If you would like to join, in one day I will make appointment and we will start in the evening or maybe in the beginning of the night. How do you think? Would you like to join?
Yeah, I think
Yes,
that's very
teacher.
sure.
Very good.
That's good one.
Yeah, yeah. Because maybe before we go to bed, we practice our English. Then I will ask everyone to breathing in and breathing out before going to bed, or even you are on bed, breathing in, sleeping, breathing out, sleeping. In this situation, our experience or skill in English will be practiced and very skillful very soon.
Yeah, I think so.
Thank you for today joining the class. Venerable Visuddha, do you have anything to say before our class over?
Yes, I have many knowledge for your teaching, sir. Concerning COVID-19, concerning the teacher, the grammar teacher.
Thank you. About
Yes,
the
thank you,
idea
sir.
of have one day in a week for our intensive course in English, how do you think?
Yes, it is good for us, sir.
Yeah,
Yes, our English is so weak, sir.
not weak,
It
but
is,
you need more
yes, it
experience,
is.
you need more training because everyone
Yes,
can
sir.
do it. I think so.
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I would like to
Thank you,
invite
teacher.
you to join too. Thank you very much for joining the
Yes,
class today.
welcome, sir. Welcome.
Thank you. Venerable Samkam, do you have anything to say before our class was over?
No, teacher. But I would like to ask you, do you have any book Satipatthana to send to our group
Sorry, again?
in English? Do you have any book
Book
Satipatthana in English?
or Satipatthana. No need
Yeah.
now. You can go to the Google. You just make
Yeah.
Satipatthana Sutta, typing, and then you will get the translate versions in English. Or even you don't have that, you can read in your own language Satipatthana Sutta.
Yeah,
Because
sure.
I made it in the what to say in the websites of the MCU. When after finish the
Yeah.
lecture, you can go and in the Google, when you get into the front of the Google Meet, and you will see the drive, the drive.
Yeah.
Then I'm not quite sure you can go through the guide of MCU. I have put already in that Satipatthana Sutta, and another one is Samma Titti Sutta in English.
Yes.
You can go and
Okay,
then
so the first we will learn.
yes,
Yeah. Okay, the first we will learn our own language.
yeah. You learn from your own language first. When you understand
Yeah. Yeah.
the Satipatthana Sutta in your own language, and then you have to find out the versions in English. Then you
Yeah.
can
Sure.
make it vocabulary and try to make understanding in English. When we talk, we
Yeah. Sure.
discuss, we do in English, right?
Yeah, sure.
Very good. And thank you very much, Venerable Somkam, for joining the
ตานับ
class today.
ตานับ
Yeah, you have any idea
มี
more?
มีการบ้านใช่ไหมครับอาจารย์
Yeah, the homework is to search Satipatthana Sutta from YouTube or Google or from your own language. Study
thank you
about the Satipatthana Sutta because the whole semester we will go on the Satipatthana Sutta. Okay?
โอเค
And our exam also will be in the Satipatthana Sutta. All right?
yes thank you teacher
Yeah, you are welcome to everybody. And when you're trying to read in your own language, after you make understanding in your own language, and trying to find out in English version, and study in English and make it short and brief as much as you can to understand the Stipatthana Sutta. Then we will come and discuss together. We will discuss together and one by one trying to learn together, exchange in our English. And another one, I will try to find out which day to make English intensive course to study together for the skill of listening, speaking, reading, and writing in English to develop our language more. So, okay?
Yeah, sure.
And this class will be open to everyone. Doesn't matter from where. Anyone can come and join. I hope that you can tell to your friend, you can tell to your relative who wanted to train. They wanted to experience more in skillful in English for listening, speaking, reading, and writing together. We will do together. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Thank you.
Thank you,
And I
teacher.
hope that our class will be going to stop for the morning today. We will meet again in the afternoon about 12:30 or maybe a little bit more than 12:30. We will see again on the room number A104 for the Pali Grammar. See you in the afternoon. Thank you very much for joining the class. I hope everybody will be enjoy and I hope that meet again next class. Thank you very much.
Thank you, teacher.
Thank
Thank you
you.
for
Thank
teaching
Thank
us.
you, teacher.
you.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Yes,
Bye.
teacher. Bye, teacher.
Bye.
See you next time, teacher.
Yes. After finishing the class from 9 o'clock up to 10:30, today's our class is going smoothly. There are about 7 to 8 students joining the class. Maybe not too much. It may be because of the many days holidays, then uh, no one can follow, or maybe some situations of the climate change in this day. Many students cannot be joining because of the communications is over or error. Maybe communications error in some other place. Because of that, many students cannot join the class for today. But I hope that in the afternoon, the other class will be okay. And so again, thank you to the one who is concerned, who we may be concerned. For example, like the group of the Google and the group of the transport for the new technique for us to share for the learning online. Thank you very much.